Our time reimagining Dave Brubeck starts out in the same way that Dave Brubeck's Time Out album starts, with probably Dave's most renowned composition, Blue Rondo a la Turk. The 9/8 meter from Blue Rondo comes from Dave and the quartet's first visit to Istanbul, which was part of a U.S. State Department tour that the quartet took through Europe and the Middle East in the late 1950s. As the story goes, before Dave and the quartet's set, they were taking a walk outside, heard some musicians out on the street just jamming, improvising over this groove, that but people were dancing. It seemed so natural, and at the time, odd meters weren't something that jazz musicians really experimented with much at all. So I think Dave was even just trying to figure it out, like, how does this all work? And that inspired him, that experience inspired him to come up with what we now know as Blue Rondo a la Turk.
What I did learn on this tour, that rhythm is an international language. Not harmony and melody, but rhythm. Maybe the thing that binds humanity together is the heartbeat. Because, it's the first thing you hear. Even before you're born, you hear your mother's heartbeat, steady pulse. It's the last thing you hear before you die, and it might be the one pulse, the thing in life that binds all of us together.
And I think this is awesome for a couple of reasons. One, it kind of fuses the American jazz and Turkish folk thing together. It also kind of features the strengths of what the quartet can already do. I mean, at this point, this playing in 9/8 thing was so new. I think Dave was kind of trying to feature the strengths of the band by having them improvise over something they already know. Paul Desmond takes one of the most beautiful melodic saxophone solos that's, in my opinion, ever. I transcribed it when I was very, very young. I encourage my students still to this day to have it be one of the first solos they learn. It's just brilliant. Now here we are 62 years later, and I think improvising over songs with odd meters is very commonplace. In fact, might even go to the extent of saying that's a feature of the Mark Zaleski band. That's something that I feel like we do very well and very comfortably. So in my arrangement, I wanted to make sure there was a moment of taking Dave's rhythm, inspired by Turkish rhythms, and had some conversations with my band members within that context, as well as the 12-bar blues. When people play my record for the first time, they're going to hear Blue Rondo start just the same way that Time Out starts, and for the first 20 seconds or so, they might think to themselves, oh, this is just like a straight cover, like, how boring, whatever. But the goal is to kind of play a little trick on everybody that just gradually throughout the arrangement, sort of like a slow descent to madness. The goal being, by the end, people are going to just look around and be like, what just happened here?